Hi everyone, thank you for coming to my channel, D versus Debt. This is Dee. I am a college teacher turned college student for a year while I'm on sabbatical. And so I'm trying to stretch my pennies. And one of the things I'm going to do in order to do that is I'm finally going to try my hand at investing. You guys, I'm terrified. I've never invested. I am ashamed of that because I know, there's a lot of money to be made. But I've just always been overwhelmed and intimidated by the whole process. So I'm officially an investor. I'm officially a stock owner. I came up with a investing challenge for myself, and I did it using CashApp. So I watched some YouTube videos, YouTube University, basically, where you go and look up stuff and learn as much as you can. And so I decided I have this app. I'm going to go ahead and try it. And I'm hooked. I am kicking myself for waiting so long. So if you don't have Cash App and you're interested, I do have a referral code that I'm going to put in the description box with all of my links. And basically, when you use your app and you do your first $5 transaction, you get $5 back from them. So basically like a free $5, but you have to spend at least $5 to get it. So let me show you some pictures. First of all, I have friends that invest, but I've just always been scared of it. But I've also been intrigued. And so I can really relate to this picture because, I think in terms of food, basically, I'm very food driven. And so I love this. How he says, how many is that in tacos? This is one of my guilty pleasure movies. I love Nacho Libre. So this one, though, has been my attitude so far. Well, I can't lose money investing if you don't have any investments. So I've been scared to lose money. That's why I haven't been investing. And so now that I've done the math, now that I've seen it in action, it's like, oh my goodness, okay. So let me show you what that looks like. So when you open up your Cash App, it has a lot of categories to look through if you want to search a stock through, different categories. It's free to buy stock. The only one that you pay a bit of a percentage on are ETFs, index funds and all that stuff. But other stocks are free to purchase. And the cool thing about it, which is why I got excited to try Cash App, is you can buy as little as $1. You can invest as little as $1. And so it has different helpful things. So for example, it shows you like the most traded stocks. So you could see how they're doing, what the numbers are looking like, the biggest daily movers, which is interesting to keep an eye on because some move a lot. And so when you look up reasons why, it's pretty interesting. And then if you're like me and you just, what do I do? I've never purchased a stock. There's a cute little set of pictures there to teach you how to do it. So you can look up different stocks either using like here, the search engines. So let's say you want to buy stock in food or drink, and then you start looking around and you purchase yours. Or if you know the specific name of the one that you're looking for, you can type it up here. So let me show you mine because I've only owned this stock 3 days and it's already made me money. So my savings challenge, my investing challenge for myself is to invest $1 a day. So that means that, for example, in August, I would have invested $31 because there's 31 days in August. In September, there's 30 days, so I would buy $30 of that stock for the month of September. However, my plan quickly changed. So as you can see, I invested $1,031, and I've made $16.14 in those 3 days, and I owe 14 and a half shares technically. So I'm going to show you some numbers to explain why I ended up spending an extra $1,000 or investing an extra $1,000. First, let me show you the kind of information that's available to you. So there's information about your stock. So for example, each share is $72.58 right now. So if you wanted to buy one full share, you would pay $72.58 for it. But you can invest $1, as low as $1, and get a percentage of that share. This happens to be, and this is the reason I chose it, this happens to be a stock that pays dividends. So basically what dividends means is that the company gives you back a little bit of money for investing in their company. So I happen to focus on ones that do a monthly dividend, because those are really going to motivate me to every month see a little bit in my account that I got from my dividends. So in this case, the dividend yield, the last number listed right here, is the percent that it pays back. So I'm going to do a deeper look into that in a second. But here you can kind of look over the information for the company. And then there are 19 analysts that say, you know what, you should buy this stock. There's some that'll say hold. There's some that will be like, sell this, get rid of this, or whatever. But there is, again, lots of different things you can learn about your stock on the app. So here it goes over what it is. It's a real estate company, number of employees, and at the very bottom, the symbol for the stock is O. So when you look it up on the NASDAQ, you will get, and you type in O, this company will show up. So again, I focused on it because it pays dividends, and I think that's going to be really motivating for me to see those dividends every month in my account. There are some people that do dividend stock investing for passive income. So every month they get money in the bank and they use it like to pay their rent or their utilities or things like that. Or you can reinvest that money to have more shares and make more money. So let me show you first a feature that I forgot to go over. You can see how your stock is doing by the day. So this one happened to go up 0.36%. You can look at how it did over the week. So it went up over 2% over the course of the week. How it's done by the month, how it's done by the year, and overall. So let me show you my numbers and why it led to me investing $1,000 in addition to my $1 a day goal for my investing challenge. So this is the stock that I am a proud owner of now. And I typed in the information as it breaks down. At the time, it was $71.75 a share. But again, you can invest as little as $1. And the reason I picked this is because it pays dividends monthly. There are 53 stocks, I believe, that pay monthly dividends. And there are a ton that pay quarterly dividends. In other words, every 3 months you get one. So every month, this one pays 23.5 cents per share that you own. And you can look that up on the NASDAQ, and I'll show you in a second. So you can see, is this company consistent? Does it pay constantly, or has it, stopped? So here's my example and why I decided to put in $1,000 for this particular stock. So I had because the number shrank, I had $10,000 saved in my credit union for my tuition for this year that I'm on sabbatical. That was making about $1 a month in dividends. So it pays me quarterly dividends. So every 3 months, I would get about $3. In fact, my last dividend payout was exactly $3. So again, it averaged out to about $1 a month. That $10,000, if I had invested it in this stock instead of letting that money sit in my credit union, it would have bought me approximately 140 shares. With those 140 shares, if you multiply it by the 23.5 cents it pays a month for each share, it would have made me $33 a month. So instead of earning me $1 a month, it would have earned me $33 a month. So that's a big difference. And that's when I realized, oh my gosh, okay. So at this point, I'm paying $1,000 a month to my school for my tuition payment plan. So I'm taking $1,000 out of the credit union and giving it to the school. And that's when I realized, okay, how about if I take $1,000, because my last payment is due in March. So I'm like, okay, let's pretend that's my March payment because I have time to, save up again if, something goes horribly wrong and I lose all this money. So I took that $1,000 and I invested it into this stock in addition to the $31 for my August investment $1 a day challenge. So that has already grown. So if you notice right here, it says August 31st is the X date. What that means is that if you own this particular stock before that day, so if you bought before that day, you get paid your dividends. So that chunk of money is going to show up on September 15th, so a couple weeks out. So what I did then is, because the 31st was the date, that you had to be an owner by, I bought the stock on the 30th. So that means then that on the 15th, I'm going to have, my first dividend paycheck coming up. So if I misunderstood that, those of you that are good at investing, please let me know, and please give me any advice that you have about this, because again, I'm new to all of this and I'm learning a lot and I still have so much to learn. So as I've been watching YouTube videos specifically about monthly dividend stocks and about dividend stocks, I've been creating a list on the app of stocks that I'm interested in and I want to follow. So not all of these pay monthly dividends, it's a mix. But let me just kind of scroll through my list. And again, if you have any advice about any of these, let me know. But again, these are ones that just kind of got my interest. Originally, I'd always wanted to invest in the Vanguard S&P 500 because that's the one that they say is the safest way to go long term. However, you had to have $3,000 to get into that. However, here on CashApp, you can get in for $1 or however much you choose. So my list is moving up and down because right now, it's active. It's early in the morning, so at 6:30 in the morning, the stock market opens up, and that's why you're seeing all these changes happening live. So let me show you then one that is considered risky, but you can see why the risk might pay off. So the stock I chose is the one that I kept seeing was the most safe one to go with. So if I wanted to be risky, this is the one that I'm eyeing. So let me show you about the company. And the share price is only $10.92 per share, which is pretty wild. It's so affordable. And if you notice, the dividend yield is even wilder, 11.04%. So as you look through their information, you'll notice though that there are 6 analysts that are like, no, hold, don't sell, don't buy, hold this stock. So let me show you on the NASDAQ more information that I looked up about it. So I went to the NASDAQ site and I went to the dividend history for this particular stock just to see how reliable it is. So here is the ex-dividend date. This means that I have to buy the stock and own it before September 14th in order to get my dividends. And see, it's 11.11% dividend yield. And as you can see, this is how much I paid. So let's pretend that I had put my $1,000 a month tuition payment into this stock for 1 month. So let me go ahead and do my math. So let's look at the numbers. If I had put that $1,000 a month in my tuition payment towards this stock instead, that would buy me 91.5 shares of that stock. Now, remember that stock pays dividends every month of 10 cents, which means that I would be making $9.16 per month in dividends. If I had taken the $10,000 that I had sitting in the bank for my tuition and put it here instead, kind of as like a high interest savings account basically, that would have bought me $915 shares, almost 916. And that chunk of money that was sitting there would have made me $91.58 a month in dividends. So as you can see, it's a huge difference from the $1 a month dividend that my credit union was paying me. So, doing the calculations like this is pretty eye-opening. So I talked about and gave examples of how my $1 a day investing challenge is going to look from here on out for the number of days in each month. So for example, September has 30 days, then I'll buy $30 worth of that stock for that month. The other way I'm going to do the $1 a day challenge is, let's say, for example, you go to eat somewhere or shop somewhere like Dollar Tree. You can actually buy $1 of stock at Dollar Tree, which I find hilarious. I love that. Like the thought of going to Dollar Tree, and every time I go, I also buy $1 of their stock. So since I'm doing a Starbucks giveaway this week, I'm going to go ahead and look at the Starbucks app and show you how to actually buy one. So I'm going to look for under food and drink, and I'm going to scroll around, and there it is. There's Starbucks. Again, you can see how it's doing by the week, by the day, month, year, and learn more information about it. This one, if you wanted to buy one full stock of Starbucks, it's $117.71 per stock. This one is a company that pays quarterly dividends, so every 3 months you would see that money pop up, but their dividend yield is only 1.65%. So with that it's $117 per share price, it makes me think back to 5 years ago when I realized I had a $100 a month habit for Starbucks. That's how much I was spending monthly on it. If 5 years ago I was buying $100 a month in Starbucks stock, I'd have a lot of money in my bank right now, I think. So again, another example of how I'm kicking myself for doing that. But let's say you decided to challenge yourself that every time you go to Starbucks, you're going to also buy $1 worth of their stock. So let me go ahead and do that now. So you're going to click buy. And you can do a one-time purchase. You can auto invest. You can kind of mess with the settings of how you want to buy. But for me, I'm just going to do a one-time purchase. I'm going to pretend I went and got myself a pumpkin spice cold brew right now. So I am going to click the option with 3 little dots because I want to do a custom amount. So I'm going to do $1. Maybe I want to do $1.33 because that's how much change I got back, whatever it is that you want to do. But for me, let's say my goal is to invest $1 every time I go to Starbucks. So the next step then is basically to look at your information, and then once you're ready to buy, at the very bottom of the screen you're going to see a confirm button. And so now I've purchased $1 of Starbucks, and I'm a proud share owner now of Starbucks for a grand total of $1. So I can keep track now to see how it's doing, and if I want to sell it, if I want to buy more, all that information is here. So there's the percentage right there with that $1 investment that I made of the fraction of the stock that I own for that. So if you are interested in doing this, if you're interested in investing in CashApp, let me know how it goes for you. I'd love to hear your advice. I'd love to hear your experience. This is what the app looks like in the App Store and some information about it. So, it is a convenient app. I do use it. You can transfer money instantly. This is what I've been showing you about investing, about buying Bitcoin if you're interested in, where it says invest for free with as little as $1. You can set up direct deposits. I do have the debit card with them. And that's always handy and convenient. So let me pop open the investment one so you can kind of see it a little bit better. But But again, if you've never used CashApp and you're interested in trying it out, I do have that referral code in my description box where you can get $5 back after you do your first transaction of at least $5. So I'd love to hear how you're doing. I'd love to hear your investing advice. This, 3-day experiment that I've done so far has been very eye-opening, and I'm very excited to keep trying my hand at investing and at growing my money. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.